Sonic Triple Trouble's 16-bit is a fan recreation I had very positive things to say about back in my review, but didn't get a chance to mention the soundtrack and how well it adapted the 8-bit selection. Returning to the game after its last update gave me the push to rectify that. For the sake of variety, I'll be lumping the Act 1 and 2 themes of a zone into one placement since they're built on the same compositions, one being a remix of the other. The only songs I won't be including are the ones taken straight out of a previous title, like the Sonic 3 boss music, Angel Island, which, despite the modified instrumentation, is the same song, and the 2 Metal Sonic boss fights, because while they are excellent renditions combining 4 themes into one, it's still Stardust Speedway note for note, and I'd prefer to leave space for the fully original tracks that define this particular game's identity. With that being said, here are my top 10 favorite Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit themes. Number 10. Great Turquoise. Following in the steps of Angel Island is another laid-back tropical beat setting the tone for a new adventure. Enjoy yourself and take in the scenery as you run through this lush landscape at your own pace. Dancing to the galloping drums and boisterous trumpets, all is well on this secluded paradise. The second act is more subdued with reduced percussion and a change to the ending instruments to give it that Palm Tree Panic Past vibe, evoking a nostalgic retro feeling of a time far removed. But not in a bittersweet way, be rambunctious about it. Take this as an opportunity to look around and forge your own path. The stereo panning is also really well done. It tickles each ear just right to give it a complete sound. Number 9. Egg Zeppelin. Hopping aboard the Doctor's airship, this is both an original zone and song built for infiltration. Hence why it sounds like Mission Impossible. The bass is bouncy, mood sneaky and serious, that buzzing rise builds tension for the main descending melody to pay off, and the ending sirens ring out like a distant security alarm to be wary of as you dive deeper behind enemy lines. It's been quite a while since we've had proper spy music in a Sonic game, so I appreciate when those moments come by. Number 8. Final Trouble. The true final boss in this game is one of my favorite fights in the whole series. Noah did an incredible job putting together a lengthy, multi-stage, progressional battle to end everything on, and the music goes right with it. This is a 3-minute song, a rarity for what's meant to be a 90s video game OST. It just keeps going, every section representing the next evolution of Metal's mayhem. One half determined, the other menacingly insane. It keeps swapping back and forth, pulling you into the chaos until the job is done. There's a diabolical solo that would easily translate into guitar. It even has the whammy pulse dive. The leitmotif of the main theme kicks in at regular intervals, and the drums are undefeatable levels of powerful. It's an epic song for an epic fight, proving Metal's worth as a true rival. Number 7. Title Plant. Switching gears entirely, we have a groovy, somewhat spooky tune. The drums and bass are funky, while a curious melody winds around you like a playful guide to help get you through this mysterious underwater power plant. Tread with caution and survive, or succumb to the many traps and hazards that slow you down. Either way, your head will be bobbing to this. The rhythm and lead very often sync up on beat, and every time it's a delight for my ears. The flow is addicting to hear, especially with how it resolves back into the loop. Act 2 changes up the instrumentation as expected, with an added intro and little to no groove to be heard, until we get halfway through. This is a 2-minute song for a reason, and that becomes clear when the mood changes and the funk makes its grand return. Comparable to splashing in at the surface and hearing everything become increasingly muffled as you dive farther down, the music begins wet and bright before submerging itself entirely beneath a lovely twang. Relaxing enough that it may convince you to let go and give in to that deep-sea lullaby, but the catchy beat keeps you in check. People are counting on you after all. Can't afford to get sloppy now. Number 6. Sunset Park, Act 3. This is the fan favorite of the original game for good reason, and I'm separating it from the first two acts because it's a totally different composition. The intro is an instant icon, bare pedal tone melody for a full measure, add the kick drum in, let it sit, then do a crazy fill, bringing in the whole kit with bass. There's a palpable determination that comes over you here. Things have been relatively easygoing so far, as it's still quite early on, but now it's time to get serious for a minute. There's a runaway train you have to catch, dodging enemies, jumping over pits. Fang will break the cargo and play sniper to try and slow you down, but you press on through it. Climbing a board inside, eventually outrunning an impending firewall. All the while, this track is rumbling away to keep you locked in on the objective. Number 5. Major Boss. When you're not duking it out with a fellow rival, the large and in-charge machines come out boasting a tune worthy of their size. The first half is aggressive, pushing you against a wall as you figure out what this contraption is capable of, even mocking you with a strange pre-chorus that sounds like a different song entirely, but then you regain your footing. The tides change, and suddenly, you know exactly what you have to do. You're not just gonna fight. You're gonna crush whatever that thing is standing in your way, because that's what you do. And there's far too much at stake to give anything less. Number 4. Robotnik Winter. Throw some bells, chimes, and a ton of reverb together and you'll have yourself a twinkling wonderland right before your ears. Melodic harmonies and a bouncy bass make their way in for yet another track you won't be able to resist moving along to. One part playful, beautiful, and even wistful. Such a gorgeous environment on the verge of mechanical domination. There's a new section taken from X-Prodigy's cover on YouTube. You can even see Noah's comment asking for permission to use it, and it fits in so well I can't imagine the song without it. Act 2 is largely the same composition, only with brighter instrumentation, some louder than before like the bells and a change to the percussion. In a way, it sounds icier than before, yet more welcoming, ironically. The exact same part that was melancholic and contemplative is now celebratory, like a victory lap for making it through and seeing firsthand that all hope is in fact not lost. You can still keep everything safe and smell the roses along the way. You got this. Number 3. Meta Junglera. I'm in disbelief at how much I've fallen for this track. It is not a banger by any means. Some might even call it dull. I would have said that back when I first heard it. But headspace matters. You really got to put yourself in the vibe it's going for, and Act 1 is relaxing. Leaning back into the tropical themes of Great Turquoise, similar instruments return, peppering you with ambient pleasantries. So put on some headphones, enjoy the stereo panning, and feel yourself drift away like a raft on a river, dozing off to the jungle ambience. Act 2 is like Robotnik Winter, where the composition is almost identical but with a new sound. Taking place indoors now, surrounded by booby traps, the sound is warmer with a harsh buzzing and more active bass to keep you alert. The notion of kicking back with a carefree attitude is replaced by a cautious desire to explore. It's a good example of how important the production side is to creating music. It's the same song, yet the feel is so different. Number 2. Sunset park. This is just a good old-fashioned video game jam. It's catchy, sounds cool and determined, like the hero is rolled up already knowing they're gonna style on everyone. Drumming is excellent once again, that's been a consistent highlight. Lots of power and some great fills. There's such a positive energy radiating from this track without falling to an extreme. It's not happy-go-lucky, nor is it stoic and unwavering. It's a triumphant march through a concrete jungle that doesn't forego the classic Sonic narrative of nature and technology. From green grass to cold steel, there's an underlying evil at play that you're well acquainted with. So stay sharp, be cool, and keep moving. Now wait a sec, what's this? After that no-nonsense barrage of brass, Act 2 comes out of nowhere, breaking into full swing. Lower tempo and bigger spacing in the drums, allowing you to really feel that neck swivel as you gyrate uncontrollably. It's so laid back and groovy in comparison, even though the spirit is still the same. You're more at ease with taking it slow if you have to now. Like an observational jog into yet another treacherous factory. You've been down this road before. You can do it again. Number 1. Atomic Destroyer, Act 2. I'm separating this from Act 1 because while they do follow the same beats, this is a case where the arrangement is so different, the gap between them is too vast to share the position. Another great example of how the production can drastically affect the picture we paint in our minds when hearing it. This is a 3-minute pulse-pounding remix taking place right at the game's climax in the final zone. Crushing keyboards, droning sirens, and DJ robotics dominate your senses without a moment to spare. Gripping doesn't even begin to describe it. Invigoration, determination, fear, dread, engulfment, these are just a handful of emotions that may come over you in this sizzling grand finale. You will be tested on your prowess, reflexes, patience, endurance. This is a showdown where only the strongest will come out on top. Those are my top 10 favorite Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit themes. They did an incredible job rearranging and enhancing these tracks, giving them new life that I gained a lot of appreciation for once I really sat down with them. This was a pretty hair-splitting list, so let me know what your favorites are and if you'd like to see more content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to check out the next episode whenever I post it, which will probably be soon. Alright. See ya.